Hey guys, just doing my Money in the Bank predictions. The pay-per-view is actually going to be taking place this upcoming Sunday, July 18th, so it's in a couple of days. I know they still have SmackDown, but right now they have 6 matches announced. So we're just going to go over the matches. But before that, another sad news in the wrestling business. A couple days ago, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff passed away. I highly recommend, if you want to see some of his matches, to really go back to like 1986. Before the WWE Network switched over to Peacock, I was actually watching a lot of '86 WWE through, I guess it was Tuesday Night Titans, the show that they had, and they have I think it was called the Big Event. So basically, his feud with Hulk Hogan. And if you could go back, I think on one of the Saturday night's main events, there was a steel cage match between Hulk Hogan and Mr. Wonderful. It was probably, I think it had to be like late '86, because that's when the heel turn happened. He turned on Hogan. So they had the cage match. It's when they were using like the blue cages, and you had to escape. And Orndorff was on the one side of the cage escaping, and Hogan was on the other side. And they landed on the same, exactly their feet came down on the floor at the exact same time, so they had to restart the match. So I definitely recommend going back and checking that match out. As for Money in the Bank, so what do we got here? So let's talk really with the Money in the Bank ladder match. So we have Ricochet, John Morrison, Riddle, Drew McIntyre, Big E, Kevin Owens, King Nakamura, and Seth Rollins. Okay, so let's go just first with Ricochet. I think that, like him winning would be good to elevate him, but the problem is, I think if he does win it, no one's going to believe that he's going to have a chance even to cash it in and become, either the WWE champion or Universal champion. The booking for him for the last year or so has been really bad. They made him almost like a jobber. So they really have to, if they want to make him a star, they have to really start rebuilding him again. And I think, the only reason that he's probably put into this match is he can do all the high-flying stunts off the ladder and all that stuff. I think what you really want to do at Ricochet is basically maybe give him the U.S. title for like a couple of months. Sometimes in the wrestling business, there's sometimes like wrestlers don't need the title. Like, Undertaker never needed a championship. But there's certain times when a character or a wrestler needs a championship to help build them up. So I would say, give Ricochet maybe a feud with Sheamus over the U.S. title in the next couple of months, and have give Ricochet a long reign with it. That's what I would do with him, and then you can feud with John Morrison over the U.S. title. Other matches, I'm sorry, we have John Morrison too in that. Again, like Riddle, I don't think anybody's going to believe that he's going to win that match. He's only really in there to, do like the jumping off like the ladder and do like these like big moves. He's still kind of in that comedy character, like with like The Miz. I liked him more when he was doing like, when he was in AAA and doing the independents. I feel like they're treating him really as a goof. I hope maybe like in the next couple of months they make him more of a serious character. Riddle, he's in that program or in that storyline with Randy Orton. I don't know where that's going towards. If you look at it and you kind of predict it, it's probably going to lead to like Randy Orton like turning on him But I would like to see that to be maybe a slow storyline that they build towards, and I wouldn't mind them having like a run with the tag titles. Maybe for SummerSlam, Randy Orton and Riddle against whoever the tag team champions are. I don't think Riddle would win that. Drew McIntyre, I think he's like the favorite. If you listen to like Brian Alvarez from the Wrestling Observer, he came up with this idea that Drew should win the Money in the Bank, but he can't cash in if Bobby Lashley's the champion, so he's going to have to wait until Bobby Lashley loses. So that kind of like brings some dynamics to the story. and I'm not sure if that's something WWE is going to do or not. I think Drew McIntyre is the obvious choice, and sometimes WWE doesn't really go with that choice. They want go outside and maybe pick somebody that a shocker. We have Big E. For months I was saying this Big E is going to get this big push. They broke up the New Day, or Kofi and Xavier go to Raw and he's alone on SmackDown, and they gave him the IC title, but I thought he would have a longer reign with it, and so I think the problem was like he was supposed to feud with Aleister Black, and now Aleister they fired Aleister Black, and that wiped away that feud. So I think Big E's kind of lost now. I would love to see him win that, but I don't think he will. And then we also got Kevin Owens. I'm not a big fan of the face Kevin Owens. I feel like he's just been floating around the last couple of months. They really don't have much for him. There was like, oh, let's have his match. Let him feud with Sami Zayn again. I just feel like he hasn't been used properly. The last couple of months. Maybe switching him over to Raw might help him out. Maybe give him another contender for Bobby Lashley. King Nakamura. I mean, he just recently won the crown, beating Baron Corbin. So I don't think they will have him win the Money in the Bank match. And then last, Seth Rollins. I think they're setting up Seth Rollins and Edge for SummerSlam. So I don't think he's going to win the Money in the Bank, even though he's won it before. So they are going to. It's like the rumor, Edge and Seth Rollins for SummerSlam. So I could see Seth not winning or something, and being upset or being mad or something. So my prediction, I would say play it safe. If I was the booker, I would have Drew McIntyre win that. Then we have the women's Asuka versus Naomi versus Alexa Bliss, Nikki, Liv Morgan, Zelina Vega, Natalie, and to be announced. I heard that they were gonna put Sonya Deville into the match. I think what they should do, because now they're going to be in a live crowd, they should have the mystery person be Becky Lynch. Let her come out. The crowd will go crazy. Have her win the match. So now she's the Money in the Bank, and now she can be on both shows because you don't know what champion she's gonna pick. So the next couple of weeks, she could be on Raw and she could be on SmackDown. That's because she's help draw ratings because she could be on both shows. I think because I don't think anybody on there that would be the only person, maybe Alexa Bliss possibly, because she's getting kind of a push with the character. And you can see her being all creepy on the with the briefcase and all that. Asuka, I mean, I think she won last year, so I don't think they're going to do that again. And she had a big run with the title the last couple of months, so I don't think they're going to do that. Naomi, they haven't really done much with her. Then we have Nikki. I don't think that's going to happen. Liv Morgan, I mean, she deserves a push, but I don't think it's the right time. Zelina Vega just returned. And Natalya, I mean, she's just always thrown into these type of matches because she's a good worker. So I would say if Becky Lynch doesn't return, again that would be perfect really if you think about it, because she could return and then that can set up something for SummerSlam. But then I would say if that doesn't happen, Alexa Bliss will win. Then we have for the WWE Championship, Bobby Lashley versus Kofi. I know this is not going to happen, but I think this is the time when you split the New Day. I would have Xavier Woods turn on Kofi, and that can set up a program leading up to SummerSlam. You can say because Xavier beat Bobby Lashley at was it Raw last Raw, so you could be jealous that Kofi's getting all the attention and all that. I think you played out the New Day as much as you can for the last couple of years. They sold all the merchandise. I think right now, split them up. I think Xavier should be join Bobby Lashley and MVP, and have his feud with because I don't think they're gonna. I don't think Kofi's gonna win the title, so they got to figure out a way to like get have Bobby Lashley win. So that would be interesting and something different, shocking, I guess. Then we have Rhea Ripley defending the Raw Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair. Boy, am I tired of this feud. I don't know who is the babyface and who is the heel in this feud. And I was like, oh, and people are saying, oh, you don't need babyfaces and heels anymore. But I think that's still important in wrestling. So it's like weird because really Ripley has some heel qualities, and Charlotte has heel qualities. So I don't know if they're just making them both heel. So when Becky Lynch comes back, I'm not sure. I really don't know what direction you should go in with this. I'm saying Charlotte Flair should win because since this feud's going on for sometimes you get a feud that just overstays its welcome and people need to move on, and I think Charlotte should win it. I think that she should win that title. And then we got Roman Reigns against Edge. Again, I don't think Edge is gonna win the match. So somehow they're gonna have to set up something with him and Seth Rollins. I don't know if Seth's gonna interfere, but it has to be something that sets them up for their match at SummerSlam because the rumor is Roman Reigns is going to defend the title against John Cena. So that's gonna be set up. So it's gonna probably be a good match, near falls and all that stuff. But in the end, Roman Reigns is probably gonna win the match. Then we have the tag team match, a Raw Tag Team Championship, AJ Styles and Omos versus the Viking Raiders. A lot of people complain about the use of AJ Styles right now, and he's not in that championship scene like going for the world title or what have you, and they're trying build up Omos and all that stuff. Again, you can't always be, wrestling with certain people. You can't always be on the top. Sometimes you go down. You can't just be Hulk Hogan or Roman Reigns. There's times when you have to work all parts of the card. So I think with this one, I think you keep it with AJ and Omos, and then have them, you build towards SummerSlam and have them have like maybe the match with Riddle and Randy Orton. That would be interesting. The Viking Raiders, for some reason, they're just not connecting with me. I like them in Ring of Honor, and I just feel like in WWE they kind of made him again. WWE always has a habit of making these guys goofballs. When what was it like last year? They did the whole thing with the Street Profits, and they were doing all these contests and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't think that's I don't think they're gonna win the tag titles. But that's it. That's it's going to be interesting. It's going to be nice to see a crowd back in WWE. I think that they've been saving a lot of things just to have the crowd back. So we might be seeing some surprises. I'm not saying, the Brock Lesnar might be appearing or not. He's always been rumors, Royal Rumble and when in WrestleMania, when that comes around, everybody's like, oh, Brock Lesnar is going to make a comeback. I think if the only surprises, I think, there's a possibility of Becky Lynch coming back. Other than that, I'm happy that the crowd's back. It was nice watching AEW the last couple of weeks, just seeing a crowd. And it's very important, in the wrestling business to have the audience, the fans, get a reaction. And it's great to even watch it, on TV. It feels more lively. So that is it. Looking forward to it, and talk to you later.